Hello and welcome back to Ashley E.L.F. I don't know about you, sometimes it can be really hard to find a foundation that matches your skin tone exactly. And by the time you do find it, summer comes along and then you go and get tan and now the new foundation you just bought doesn't work. And then winter's here and then you need a different foundation. And then summer's here again, but the summer foundation you bought before winter is now bad. And then sometimes you buy foundations and they're not the right color and you're like, okay, I'll take it back. And then you never end up taking it back. And then you end up spending all this money on foundation after foundation and you're never really truly happy. There's just all this craziness, and what is someone supposed to do? I know what to do. You make your own foundation.
Now, when I talk about making your own foundation, I'm not talking about fully starting from scratch. I take two different shades of existing foundation and combine them with a couple of other ingredients to make my perfect shade for any time of year. Let's talk about picking these two foundation colors real quick. I use the E.L.F. Flawless Finish Foundation because one, I actually really like it, and two, its $6 price point really can't be beat. For me, I use a light foundation and mix in a little bit darker foundation. If you have darker skin, you're going to use a darker foundation and mix in a little lighter foundation. How much of each foundation you use is something you're going to have to figure out with trial and error. But once you start to play with mixing the foundations, you'll get the idea. And you'll see which one you need to use more or less of, or if you need to change up one of the foundation shades to a different one. So for example, in the wintertime when I'm paler, I only mix in a tiny bit of dark foundation. But during the summer, when I'm tanner, I will add more of the dark foundation, as you see here. If you have any questions on this, ask me in the comments below. Take the foundation closest to your natural skin tone and make 2 medium-sized dots on the back of your hand, like so. Take your second foundation, which will be lighter or darker than the shade before, depending on your skin color, and add only a small amount to each existing dot of foundation. There are 2 more ingredients to add to make your own foundation. The first is a foundation primer. But this primer I use is actually a beauty secret that's been around for a long time. Instead of using a brand name foundation primer that will cost you in the upwards of $30, you can use this, chafing gel. I know, it sounds crazy, but it has all the same ingredients of your brand name foundation primer without the price. It's under $7. I squeeze out a small amount onto one of the foundation combinations on the back of my hand, usually this one. Not this one. To this same mixture, the last thing I add is a bit of unscented lotion. Then I mix together these 4 things using my finger. I mix till I get a mousse-like texture. It will form peaks like this. And now you have your own personal foundation just for you. I dot the foundation all over my face and lightly rub it into my skin using a circular motion. And feel free to use a foundation brush or a makeup sponge if you don't like to get messy. When you make your own foundation this way, it comes out light and airy and won't feel as heavy as other foundations feel on your skin. You'll actually feel like you're wearing no makeup. Now, this is where you're going to blend that last bit of foundation left on the back of your hand. This will act as your concealer, as it's not diluted with the primer or the lotion. So any place that you feel you need a little more coverage is where this concealer will go. Usually under the eyes, and over any blemish you may have. I apply by just lightly dabbing it on with my finger. This allows for a heavier coverage, which is what you want in a concealer. Then after this, I always have to wash my hands because I've got makeup everywhere, so I'll be right back. Now, the last thing to get this foundation perfect is to make sure you set it. Any loose translucent powder will work. I lightly pat it over my face and then dust it in to blend. You now literally have a good foundation to apply your makeup, which I'll do right now.
And that is how you make your own foundation without breaking the bank. Make sure to like and share so other people can like and share. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next class.
So I was just in Target right now, and I want to give a shout out to Monique, aka Momo, who goes to Cal State Fullerton. I went into Target for one thing, and then I had a handful of things in the makeup aisle. Momo came up to me and needed help with her foundation. And funny enough, one of my next classes is how to make your own foundation. So I kind of gave her a private little class. I have the markings to prove it. Now she knows how to make her own foundation, and I have a new subscriber. It's a win-win.